All right, what's going on, everybody? Just figured I'd do a quick live stream. I'm currently editing the next episode that I'm going to put on Warped, which is jet fuel versus gasoline. This is something I was really triggered about because as I rolled through some Instagram comments and a few things with that UPS event, I don't know. I get triggered when people don't understand things, and everybody seems to think that jet fuel is some crazy like rocket fuel. And I mean, there's a reason that those fireballs are so spectacular, and it's usually because of energy content. But I'm putting together right now just the episode. I'm just going to let this go. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat, and I'll try to answer them. But I like to show people that a lot of what I make is unique because a lot of it is unique and nobody's done it before because, well, I usually create it. I'm not getting it from somewhere else, including these particular, molecular schematics that I'm making. I'm making these in Photoshop, and I'm just going to let this run. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm pretty sure you can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know. And I'm just going to get back to doing what I'm doing. So this is a molecule of gasoline. And this is 8 atoms of carbon and 18 atoms of hydrogen. So I am manually making the schematics. And I tried to do these with like Sora or ChatGTP, but it just did not work out. It just couldn't get it right. And the thing is that I want it to look a certain way for the video to give it a certain feeling. If that makes sense. I feel like it needs the human touch. I swear I had 8 atoms of carbon. Count 8 there. There must be one. There was another one hiding. And yeah, I'm actually making these because I want to fit these on screen and editing a certain way, which you're going to see right now. I want to, here, let me pull that open right here. Bam. Just pull this. Hopefully you can see this timeline. This is basically what I'm doing. Let's open this back up here. All right, so this is kind of what I'm doing here is actually I gotta move this. Then I'm going to put that molecular structure right here in between the gasoline and the sort of summary of what the fuel characteristics are. I don't really like that this is off to the side. I almost feel like I need one and one on each side. I think I'm going to copy that over. I'm going to copy another one. I think it looks more artistic if there's 2 on there. Just make the word gasoline a little bit bigger. Right there. Make it kind of more in your face. So this, I think I'll make these a little bit smaller. There we go. Something like that. I feel like that looks better. Could use a little color, but yeah. So I want to put that file that I'm creating here and insert it right here in between. to give everybody sort of a visual idea as to the difference in the energy content. It's the biggest difference between like jet fuel and gasoline is that jet fuel has a lot more hydrocarbons and carbon atoms in a molecule of fuel versus gasoline. And it's a little bit more energy dense. It comes out to be a little bit more. I think the molecules are probably a little bit heavier. Each molecule is probably heavier because it has more atoms. But at some point, it's kind of like a car with traction. Like there's like a debate where does a heavier car actually have more traction on the tires than a lighter car, because the coefficient of traction comes into play there, where yeah, like more weight will give you more traction, but you also have more force on the tire. And there's sort of a breaking point there. And I think the same thing applies with molecular science. Yeah, I don't know about that. You can't really do something that is technical with AI generation. I don't know about that. If I show you my ChatGTP, I was there in ChatGTP trying to get it to make this molecular demonstration for probably 3 hours. And then I said, you know what? Can't do it. It won't do it. And I had to do it myself. But again, there's talking about that line, you know, where we're talking about like even coefficient of traction or coefficient of friction, any of these physics, these boundaries in physics. There's also boundaries when it comes to AI. I think at some point, if you're very unique and you're getting into a territory that hasn't been touched before, because AI is kind of getting that information from the web, right? And it's a transformer, essentially. It's transforming that information. If you look up how AI works, it's basically a generic transformer, and it's transforming those words into, I think it's like numerical values, and then weighing, you know, each word and kind of just predicting what word is coming next. And that's kind of how it figures out. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really had luck with AI with my stuff in general. Yeah, I do have experience with editors. I've had a lot of editors working. I just, after the Mr. Beast stuff, I came back from Mr. Beast. I had that brain injury. Took me out for about 20 months. And I'm just getting back to YouTube about 4 months ago, 3 months. And it's so much work. I still got a bunch of work to do. Today, too, I'm doing concrete and other stuff that I'm laying down to prepare for the next videos. It's not just about filming. I mean, especially when you're making things happen. Doesn't know how many things are there and just adjusting pixels. Yeah, 100%. Like even with the, here, I'll show you what it did. I will show you what it did with my, and this is my last request. Like this is my last request using, here, I'm going to pull that into this window here, show you. If you look at what I tried, this is the end. This is the end of the road for me before I just say, you know, I'm going to do it on my own. I could probably make it look more creative anyway. But if you see here, I mean, we need 8 atoms of carbon. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 atoms of carbon. Some of them are labeled hydrogen. And then the hydrogen just put an H. It didn't even make the representation. And then it went down here. Yeah, I tried a few times. And here's another one. I was going to do a 3D, but I really wanted it to fit in between. I want it to fit real nice and look pretty, like right in between here, to give everybody a visual of what this number up here, what this sequence represents. And Jet A is a little bit more difficult because Jet A fuel has a varying amount of molecules. It doesn't have a fixed amount. But what I'm going to do is go by an average. But yeah, that's what AI did right here. It just made a mess. Look at this one. This is an absolute mess. It obviously doesn't match. And this is after 3 hours trying to, I use Sora, I use ChatGTP, I use ChatGTP 5 thinking. And again, it just can't figure out these first time things, I feel. I did the same thing. I had a Ram air turbine that I was designing and building for the jet powered Harley video. And I spent days using AI just to figure out a really efficient propeller design. And it got it completely wrong. Like legit, like every time it was completely wrong. So, yeah. And I went with the design that AI gave me. Did the whole design, put it through actual testing. Wind testing, and it failed. And my design, I said, you know, I'm just going to make my own design. And I put in wind testing in the CFD software, and it came out to be, my design was 60% more efficient than AI's design. And it's because I have experience in that field, probably, and also logics. But Yeah, I got it completely wrong. And then I uploaded my CAD file to ChatGTP, and ChatGTP said, "Oh yeah, that's great. Like your design is actually much better than my design. How did you come up with that?" Yeah, so I mean, for the simple stuff, for the what does Rich Rebuild say, the smooth brain stuff, I think it works well, and also works well as like starting points for certain things. But yeah, I mean, see what happens in the future here. I really try to use the technical tools first, but at the end of the day, especially for my videos, I just find that I just gotta grind and just do it, you know. Yeah, I work with mostly now Fusion 360. Yeah, Fusion 360 is really good, and they have a free version. I was trying to promote SolidWorks. Man, it's been a couple years since I used it. I don't remember. Not SolidWorks. Man, what's the other CAD software? Jeez, I can't remember now. The other one in SolidWorks. Wow, is it SolidWorks? Yeah, SolidWorks. Yeah, I don't remember now. Hold on. Yeah, Onshape is the new one. Yeah, SolidWorks. I don't know. That sounds weird to me now. That's kind of strange. I have a 360. Anyway, let me get back to this. Yeah, SolidWorks. I don't know. For some reason, it sounds like a strange. You ever get that? Like where you say a word and it just doesn't sound like a word anymore? But yeah, SolidWorks was just too expensive. The licensing deals they were trying to give my viewers were just too high. And then Fusion came in. They already had the right model and everything, and I just started using them. Took me a little while to get the hang of it, but yeah. So I am going to. We're going to take this out here. Boom, boom. Oh, I deleted that too. I'm just going to do this. Erase this. I don't want all this. I just want the actual chain. I think it looks pretty good. I think it's going to fit real nice. It looks symmetrical. It's like 3 on this side, 3 on the bottom. Then all right, I think I got that done. Yeah, I'm doing YouTube full time now. Yeah, 100%. You're Czech. I'm part Czech as well. Funny enough, my grandfather's from the Czech Republic. Maybe my grandma's half Czech too. Whenever I think of Czech, I think of Czech Republic. I think of the Prusa guys. So yeah, so I got this done. I'm gonna actually grab this and bring it in. I think it's gonna be good. Yeah, I got it there. Let's see how it looks. Oh, I grabbed the wrong file. Yeah, see, that looks pretty good. I like it. And that is why I did my own. Because doing your own, you can make it exactly what you want it to be. Like custom tailor fit, you know? I don't like that it all comes on at one. I'm going to fade this in a little bit. Oh, that's why. I got the wrong block. Yeah, I actually don't like that it comes in the same time. I'm going to do a separate. I think that's pretty good. Let's give it a little bit of life here. Kind of don't like that it just, let me see that again. No, I can make that work. Now, you know what? I actually would like it the other way around. This makes more sense. Gasoline first. Boom. Yeah, that makes more sense. And then bring this in second. I think that looks good. Oh, really? Joseph? Yeah, Joseph Prusa, right? 5 minutes away. That's crazy. Nice. Yeah, he was supposed to come to my garage, and I was gonna give him a ride in my Supra, but the show was crazy here. when he was here in my city. And but I met him at the show. Yeah, some of the dudes from there watch my videos. Yeah, he's a super nice dude. I mean, I think for like an American, like Americans in general, I think it's a little bit hard for them to get used to that sort of cold personality that a lot of Europeans have. But yeah. Yeah, I'm going to lower this a little bit to make it a little easier to see. All right, I actually want to put another layer in here, so it's kind of hard to see with my shirt in the background. So I am going to do one more thing here. I usually don't put this much. No, I'm not going to lie. I do put a lot of effort into this. Gonna pull a layer down here, black. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I usually do over time though. I usually started doing all my final edits, my final cuts. So yeah, it's sometimes it's hard for the editors to get the engineering stuff in the videos. Sometimes they're good editors, but then they just sometimes don't know what does what, if that makes any sense, like engineering wise. But I have to say, I can't say that it's all editors, because I have some friends that are editors. They do a lot of Netflix stuff now. They do Netflix stuff, but originally they did like a lot of shows. Like, I'm trying to think what he did originally. I feel like shows like on the History Channel, A&E, that kind of stuff. And those guys are really good to the point that it really doesn't matter. They kind of they kind of understand. They kind of even if they don't understand the subjects, they kind of understand what the I don't know what the cadence is, I guess you could say, and the story. And even if they don't know it, they still get it right. So yeah, I think it really depends. I'm trying to focus on this thing. I think I'm gonna do this. Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to get a different shape in here. Doesn't quite look round enough. Looks ugly. Looks ugly. Yeah, I was thinking about doing the turbojet into a turbo shaft. I'm gonna do that soon. I'm just trying to I'm trying to just get my head back on straight here and just get through these videos. Yeah, I'm going slow and I'm not sure what I want to do. I think on my personal channel here, I'm just going to do personal stuff like this. I think this is good. YouTube has asked me to put this stuff on my main channel, but it just doesn't do well. Originally my main channel, I was just going to focus on doing flagship videos there and not all this stuff. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a TV channel in a way where people go there and they want to see a certain type of content. They don't want to see how-to videos or any of that stuff. Not sure if that makes sense or not, but you know what, I messed up though here. Should have done an opacity mask. What was I doing? That's what I should have done. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. I think that needs to be underneath. There we go. Now I can make this a little bit more expanded so you could see it a little easier. A little bit more squarish. There we go. Okay, I think that looks better. I think I need to come even further out. I'm almost done with this though. Not gonna mess with this too much longer. Let's get a little bit more black so it looks like a complete kind of thing. And this is how long this stuff takes. It's forever sometimes. I usually go by feeling though when I edit. I don't really it's not really a mathematical formula. See, now that I put that black there, it feels like this should come in earlier. That's kind of how these things go. Or I'll just bring this back a little bit. Yeah, I don't like how that looks. There we go. All right, now that I'm looking at it, I don't like it, and I'm going to do something different here. Yeah, the turbo shaft's a pain in the butt. Restrictive filter. Yeah, I didn't do that yet, man. I didn't do that. Video with the little turbo yet. I got it on my list. I've been so behind, just doing all this hard physical work, getting everything prepared for all these videos. Yeah, totally. I'm on it though. I'm gonna do it real soon. But I do have to take a break from the engine videos. It's sort of contaminating my channel. A lot of things that people don't think about. Like, so if I pull a lot of subscribers from those engine videos, then what's happened now, since I was messed up for so long, everybody's like, oh man, you know, you got a car channel. I'm like, no, I don't have a car channel at all. I don't want a car channel. And basically they just assume that it's a car channel. So what I'm going to do here, yeah, I actually think I'm just going to leave it like this. It looks cleaner. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it like that. That's fine. As long as it's easy to see and understand. I almost feel like it should all come in at the same time. Yeah, I feel like it should all come at the same time now that it's all finished. Yeah, totally. Looks better. Looks better. Does that look pretty easy to understand? Gasoline has a very low flash point. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. Now I'm going to work on the next part here. Now I can move on with the video. This thing, just this graphic, must have taken me like 3 hours to get this whole thing. At least, maybe 4, man. These edits are heavy. But I want to make it entertaining, but also make sure that people can understand it and it's easy to interpret. I mean, you can see all the hydrogen molecules, the carbon molecules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carbon, and 18 hydrogen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh man, is that 19? Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Dang it. How did that end up with 19 molecules? Oh, that's an extra. What the heck? Yeah, there you go. That's why I double checked it. Oh, yeah, I got a stray molecule right there. What is that? What? Oh, well, let me replace that. Delete that molecule. There we go. What did I do? Man, these, you know, I was just telling one of my camera guys yesterday, I got some challenges I'm working on that I started on Mr. Beast. And I started those on like 2 years ago. It took me forever to pull this stuff together. And I was injured for a long time, but man, sometimes these engineering videos, they're a real pain in the butt, man. Like sometimes I get tired of doing them. I just want to do something fun and just like do some challenges or do some other stuff. But I'll see how it goes now that I'm getting into YouTube full time here. Yeah, I'll see how it goes. But my point was that oh, it's a PNG. My point was that yeah, they're a real pain in the butt, man. Pain in the butt. It's like the more unique things you do, the harder it is to make them happen because they haven't been done before. All right, here we go. Revision 2. Perfect. Pull this over here. Copy, paste attributes. Motion. Opacity. Now this one's going to match. Let's extend that. Pull it down. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That looks better. For some reason, that's what I counted on. I didn't count on that extra molecule in there. Or extra atom. I even feel like this could be a little bit larger. Like that. The thing is that the Jet A molecule is much more complex. In 3840, that's going to be 2840. Just doing some guides here. It's going to be 1000 and 2840. There we go. That way I can kind of get an idea for the distance here. Yeah, I actually think that looks pretty good. Okay, perfect. Time to move on. Yeah, that looks much better. I like it. Very easy to understand. You could count those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 atoms of carbon. That is correct. All right, time to move on here. Time to move on with the next scene. Gasoline. Scenario with a large aircraft. Understanding as to why we see a massive fireball following a high-impact scenario with a large aircraft, even though jet fuel is technically safer than gasoline. think I just have to extend that by a little bit. Okay, moving on. Oh, I gotta get out of here in like 15 minutes. Has to be one of my favorite hits. This one has to be one of my favorite hits, man. I don't know why. It's just nice and punchy. Come on, man, move over there. Okay. Moving on here. To give everybody a better understanding of what. See where I was in the story here. Massive fireball following a high impact scenario with a large aircraft, even though jet fuel is technically safer than gasoline. Oh yeah. I'm going to do this one the same way. So I think I'm going to be doing a voiceover in here. Boom. Boom. Gasoline has 8 atoms of carbon and 18 atoms of hydrogen. As to jet fuel, boom, right here, I do the same thing, but with a little bit different twist. Does that make sense? No, man, no way. I do not shoot raw. Whew. Not at all. Not at all, man. I tried shooting raw for a little while, but no good. No good. The files are just too large. Yeah, now I gotta make an actual thing for the kerosene, but I'm just gonna blow through this edit. I'm gonna take a break from the graphics until later tonight. Safer than gasoline. Jet fuel. feel like this might be a boring part of the video, but this is kind of a necessity when comparing the two fuels. You need to know sort of the chemical makeup, you know? It's kind of an important piece. I actually like this one better. Boom, right there. Almost looks like a beer. Yeah, I'm not saying here much because I'm editing. So if you have any questions, throw them here. Might be a little too much, a little too heavy. Let's see how it looks. Might be a little heavy. Okay, sounds good. Thanks. Yeah, no, I don't shoot raw. It's just the files are too big. And then a lot of post processing. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. see, H. C12. C12H23. If anybody has any questions about what's going on here, just hit me up in the chat. I am working on an edit, so that's why I'm not actively talking here. Trying to find the exact average molecular makeup of jet fuel. I think I got it. See if it'll let me put it in here. C12H23. C12H23. And I am going to go. do this one a little bit different than the other one. I don't want to make it look identical. C12H23, C12H23, where are you? Jet 1. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, I think that works. Now I gotta make the graphic for the Jet A, which is gonna be much larger than this. It's gonna be 23. I feel like I had it already. I know this is a boring stream, but some people like to see this stuff. So I figured I would just stream it. You know what? I'm just gonna base it off of this. Just gonna do it right here. And here is jet fuel. Just gotta start arranging all of these where they need to be. You could see really quickly that jet fuel has a lot more what did I do there? A lot more molecules of everything. Probably gonna have to redo all of this again. Size it properly. The heck? Starting to look better now. I'm going to finish this graph, finish this part of the edit, and then I'm going to end this live stream. I definitely think this gives everybody an idea how much work is involved in these things. I mean, I know all the videos are a lot of work, but all right, we need more hydrogen molecules because there's a lot of hydrogen molecules and hydrogen atoms and a molecule of jet fuel.